In this episode, Lily and I are diving deep into Dan Sullivan's Google Cloud Certified Professional Cloud Architect Study Guide 2nd edition. We're going to dissect the book's content, examining its strengths and weaknesses as a resource for aspiring cloud architects. We'll be particularly critical, focusing on potential issues, discrepancies, and areas for improvement. Buckle up, because this is going to be a thorough and, dare I say, nuanced critique.
Sounds fantastic, Sophia. I'm ready to put on my analytical hat and scrutinize every page. This isn't just about summarizing the book. We're here to provide a truly valuable assessment of its usefulness for those preparing for the Google Cloud Professional Cloud Architect exam. We'll assess its strengths and weaknesses as a learning tool, identifying gaps and offering suggestions for improvement.
Exactly. Let's start with the obvious. The book's cover clearly states that it includes access to an online interactive learning environment and study tools, 2 custom practice exams, more than 100 electronic flashcards, and a searchable key term glossary. This is a significant benefit, offering a comprehensive approach to exam preparation. However, we need to consider how well integrated these tools are with the book's core content. Do they effectively reinforce the concepts discussed in the chapters, or are they somewhat standalone elements?
That's a key question, Sophia. The success of the study guide depends heavily on the synergy between the printed material and the digital resources. A well-designed interactive test bank should directly reflect the content and difficulty level of the exam, mirroring the kinds of problems and questions a candidate would encounter. Poorly crafted practice questions or flashcards that don't align with the book's core concepts will dilute their effectiveness, even if they're numerous.
Absolutely. The preface highlights the book's focus on high-level design and architecture tasks, distinguishing it from the Associate Cloud Engineer exam, which focuses more on practical, hands-on skills. This positioning is crucial, correctly emphasizing the strategic thinking required of cloud architects, but raises the bar significantly in terms of the content's depth and complexity. Does Sullivan effectively address this higher level of thinking in the book?
That's a critical point. The book needs to not only present information, but also train the reader to analyze and synthesize that information. It needs to teach the process of cloud architecture design, not just present a list of services and best practices. Are there enough complex case studies to challenge the reader and truly prepare them for the intricate scenarios they'll face in the exam?
The exam objectives section is, of course, a crucial part of the book's framework. It clearly outlines the major areas covered by the exam. This is excellent. This section provides a roadmap for study and allows the reader to focus their efforts accordingly. However, are these objectives presented in a way that's easily accessible and understandable for beginners? Do they provide enough context for the reader to fully grasp their relevance and significance within the broader context of cloud architecture?
And what about the book's structure? The content section is quite detailed, which is helpful for navigation. How clearly does this structure reflect the flow of knowledge, and does it effectively lead the reader through a logical progression of concepts? Does it break down complex topics into manageable, digestible chunks? A well-structured textbook should guide the learning process, not simply present the information in a disorganized manner.
The Analyzing Business Requirements chapter is particularly crucial. The exam emphasizes the importance of understanding both business and technical requirements, and this is where the book needs to demonstrate its worth. Does the book effectively bridge the gap between business needs and the technical solutions, providing clear and practical examples of how to approach this critical aspect of cloud architecture design? Does it go beyond simple descriptions, offering a deeper analysis of the decision-making process?
It's not just about the what, but also the why and the how. The book needs to explain the rationale behind various design decisions, demonstrating a deep understanding of the underlying principles and trade-offs involved. This is where critical analysis comes into play. Does the text support and encourage this kind of deeper analytical thinking? Are there enough examples demonstrating different approaches and their relative merits?
Moving on to analyzing technical requirements, we need to evaluate the treatment of key concepts such as high availability, scalability, and reliability. Are these concepts clearly defined and illustrated with sufficient depth and practical relevance to the Google Cloud platform? Does the book go beyond simple definitions, addressing the complexities of implementing these principles in real-world cloud environments?
The case studies included in the book are also crucial. The book emphasizes their importance in exam preparation. How well chosen and representative are these case studies? Do they accurately reflect the kinds of scenarios an architect might encounter in a professional setting? Do they effectively illustrate the practical application of the concepts discussed earlier in the book? Are the analyses presented for each case study sufficiently in-depth and informative?
Then there's the Designing for Security and Legal Compliance chapter. This is vital as the exam heavily emphasizes security considerations. Does the book offer a comprehensive overview of security best practices on Google Cloud? Does it effectively cover authentication, authorization, and access control mechanisms? Does it address key industry regulations such as HIPAA and GDPR, providing a practical and actionable understanding of their requirements for cloud architects?
The Designing for Reliability chapter is equally crucial. The book needs to go beyond simply describing high availability, scalability, and reliability. It should provide insights into reliability engineering practices such as incident management, post-mortem analysis, and chaos engineering. Does the book adequately address the human element of reliability, emphasizing the importance of effective communication, collaboration, and organizational culture? Does it include practical examples and best practices?
Now the Analyzing and Defining Technical Processes chapter. This chapter explores the software development lifecycle, SDLC, various methodologies, waterfall, agile, spiral, testing frameworks, and deployment strategies. Does the book provide a comprehensive overview of SDLC, including its phases and their significance? Does it effectively compare and contrast different development methodologies, identifying their strengths and weaknesses, and guiding the reader towards choosing an appropriate methodology for different project contexts?
Further, the book discusses continuous integration, continuous delivery, CI/CD, and its benefits. Does the book adequately cover CI/CD principles, tools, and practices? Does it go beyond simply listing the tools, offering practical guidance on how to implement CI/CD effectively and efficiently in a cloud environment? Does it correctly identify scenarios where CI/CD may not be appropriate? And what about the book's treatment of testing? Does it cover different types of tests, unit, integration, acceptance, load, and their respective roles in ensuring software quality and reliability?
And then comes Analyzing and Defining Business Processes. This section tackles crucial business aspects such as stakeholder management, change management, team skill management, and cost optimization. Does this section adequately address soft skills? The success of architects relies heavily on effective communication, collaboration, influence, and leadership. Does the book provide actionable insights into these softer skill sets?
Finally, we have migration planning. This chapter is vital as cloud migrations are often complex undertakings. Does the book offer a comprehensive approach to cloud migration planning, addressing key aspects such as assessment, planning, deployment, and optimization? Does it provide insights into the different types of migrations, lift and shift, move and improve, rebuild in the cloud, and their relative advantages and disadvantages? And what about data migration? Does it offer practical examples and best practices for effectively migrating data to the cloud, addressing issues of data governance and compliance? A strong study guide will address all these issues comprehensively.
You know, Lily, writing this book must have been like herding cats, or maybe more accurately, like wrangling a herd of very independent microservices. Each section needs to perform its own task, communicating seamlessly with the others, all while ensuring high availability, scalability, and most importantly, reliability.
Absolutely. And speaking of reliability, I think we've provided a rather reliable and thorough analysis of Sullivan's study guide. While it presents a wealth of valuable information, its success hinges on the reader's ability to synthesize the material, applying the concepts in practical and nuanced ways. We need to remember that this is not just about memorizing facts, but about mastering the process of cloud architecture.
And on that note, I think we've covered everything we need to cover. Unless you have any last-minute critiques, Lily?
No, Sophia, I think we've painted a complete, albeit critical picture.
Excellent. Until next time, listeners, stay tuned and happy cloud architecting.